I'm live now here at Hardware Sugar. Although magsi 6 p.m. now, we close at 4:30. Our regular shop hours are 9:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. every day. I do this stream once a month just to kind of update you guys on ano ba yung stock natin dito, showcase any cool builds that we have ongoing. Although, unfortunately, we don't have a lot of cool builds going on at the moment, but we'll get into that right after the ad break, which I will do once I find the proper thing to press.
Sawa ka na ba sa unactivated Windows mo? Well, lucky you! Pinakabago mula sa cdkeyoffer.com. Windows 10 and Windows 11 activation codes. Legit, safe, at pinakamura. Madali lang umorder. Hanapin ang Windows version na gusto mo. Piliin ang preferred payment method. Wala pang 5 minutes, nagsiligi ka na para sa Windows mo. Marami na kaming natulungan.
Dati, sad and depressed ako. But now, I found the love of my life.
Dati, aimless and walang purpose ang life ko. But now, I'm a world-class Zumba instructor.
So, web developer ako and content creator for a YouTube channel. And ngayon, ganun pa rin ako pero activated na yung Windows ko.
Kaya kung naghahanap ka ng legit, mura, at original software,
Check out cdkeyoffer.com.
Check out cdkeyoffer.com.
Check out cdkeyoffer.com. Sup, ITX Addict? Sup, Adrian? Rainy Eve? Is it raining outside? I got to the shop around 30 minutes ago. It wasn't actually mainit nga eh. I haven't I didn't notice at least here in Makati. Di pa naman umuulan nun. It's been quite hot the whole day actually. Sup, Anton? Yes, actually, we'll get into that. It is quite messy. I would swing the camera around. I'll show you the mess in a little bit. We've managed to confine it to one side. Well, it's the business is good. We got it is messy as you intuited kasi we have a big order. But I mean, they're office computers, so they're not cool. I mean, they're not enthusiast level. They're just 10th gen Intel. But they did order in bulk. Actually, this customer already ordered from us before. They ordered from us very early on in the shop history. Nasa Giho, sorry, not even Giho, nasa Buendia pa kami. When they did their first order with us, and then I guess they needed an upgrade 4 years later, so they came back. And so we'll look at the we'll look at the we'll look at the dump. I mean, it's like we tried to make it as neat as possible, but we've shunted off everything for those builds off to one side. Sup Gamer Zone? Sup McCoy? Yes. The GPUs they have are 610. No, they're not. Yeah, 1630 ba yun or something. I'm a bit embarrassed. I'm actually the one who came up with the build, but now I can't quite remember any specs nila. It's Intel 10th Gen, H5 something mobile. Anyway, we'll talk about it in a little bit. No, we don't want to benchmark the. I don't think I would want to benchmark the office builds. Although, yun nga, I will discuss them in a little bit now. Even if they're just office builds, we took pride in trying to get the best value for money for the customer. So they are generic PSUs. Although we have talked about before how if it's just for an office build, those are fine. I'm glad to see the chat is working now. Last night when I did crypto watch, the live chat messages weren't showing, and then so I thought nobody was chatting. But then when I actually went over to the chat function of Restream, ang dami palang nagchat-chat. But although may mali talaga yung Restream, it wasn't showing up on the live. Sup Kaiser, sup Leah Magnaye. Wow, it's like all the best hits, all the regulars in the house. Yeah, so it is not actually a 4090. Although we do have the sayang kulang pa ng konti. So we have the 4060 from Asus. Thank you to Asus. They sent us this card for review. Is that the card now that we have? Ano? No. Sorry, just to this does not look like a 4060. I mean, it looks too. Is it the 4060? No, we have an Asus na parang Although parang single fan ata yun ah. Um, to the one who asked kung pogi ba siya, ito sagot mo. There you go. Apparently, a lot of people ask us this already that we have a preset answer on hand. This is no, it's not the 4060. The sign of the card is different, and I think the 4060 is still in here. Yeah, it's heavy enough. So it is a we do have a 4060 to review. Thank you to Asus. Thanks Asus. This is a custom order 4070 MSI Gaming X Trio, and this is also a custom order, colorful 4080. So yeah, actually, I am a bit sad now that you mentioned it, Leah Magnaye, that we don't have a 4090 to display. Although the ones that we have routinely on stock aren't even the 40 series, except for the 4070 over there. And we do have a 4060 actually, na single fan from Zotac over here. Oh no, this is a different 4070 apparently. Is this no? It's twin edge, so it's double fan pa rin. Why is it so small? Okay, got sidetracked here. Yeah, yes, the dual fan. Oh, this is reserved for a build, I think. Just gonna pan away a little so that you don't see the name of the customer. We should have a 4060 do single fan here, but I don't know where it is. Nabenta na ba yun? I'm gonna need to check. Di ko napansin. Although usually I check every Monday kung ano ba nabenta for the week so that I can restock. All right, so I will do the yeah, you can see the pal over there. Let's talk about the pal in a little bit. Sa pesto, it's just a 4080. I mean, malayo naman talaga yung performance of 4090 tsaka 4080. Although to be fair to the customer who custom ordered that, they wanted the other 4080 of colorful, yung Neptune, yung mas mahal, but they unfortunately they were sold out. Um, Sup, Level 8 Bulbasaur. Thank you for being a YouTube member, as many of the people in chat are. Thanks. Super, that steady income is really appreciated by the shop. It like, I mentioned many times that the shop burns money because we have to supply. Our chief source of what we sell are hardwares, and it's expensive to buy all of this hardware to keep it on stock. So things that give us pure income. I mean, quote unquote, pure income in the sense na we don't need to put money out. I really appreciate. So those are the YouTube members, the ads from YouTube, of course, our sponsor, CD Key. I would point to something, but we don't have any CD Key paraphernalia. The merch and also the cleanings. That's why I'm super big on cleanings, GPU cleanings, rig cleaning, because that's basically pure income. Like we have very little input that we need to do. We've already paid for the labor of the guys, and we just need to have like cleaning supplies on hand. So yes, actually, this is a nice mouse. Asus also sent this to us for review. Although it was my brother that is reviewing it. I'm kind of trying to figure out mice now because I recently shifted to a Steel Series now wireless, and I'm not really a big fan. It's like nakukulangan ako. It's like it's lacking the oomph that I'm used to from my usual Logitech G602, I think. When we need another sponsored video, Kaiser, we will do a RAM download tutorial. I'm gonna just sell my soul and recommend to people that that's the easier way to instead of buying physical RAM like this, that's expensive. Yeah, just download RAM. That's the way to go. We do actually. Dreadnought, thank you for commenting. We have just recently added laptop services. So we do laptop cleanings now and basic laptop upgrades. So yep, that's one thing that we do now as well. Leah Magnaya basically answered it for me already. Our inventory is a lot less than other shops because we don't have a lot of capital. A lot of our capital, I don't know why. I don't know why we don't have a lot of capital. I don't know why we're still in the red up to now, to be honest. It's like we do a brisk business, but yeah, we really have to pick the parts that we think will sell right away. So we can't afford to. Although I'm guilty of this, especially for cases. But if I see a case that I like I'll stock it for the shop, even though like I don't really know kung mabebenta ba siya kaagad. So, but yeah, we really try to pick the items na mabebenta kaagad. So that's why our inventory is quite limited compared to other shops. But we do make up for it because you can custom order from us, even if we don't have the item in stock. And this is a perfect segue. Thank you for bringing it up. Even if we don't have the item in stock, just let us know what you need, and we can usually get it from our suppliers. Same price. It's the same price with the same no BS warranty. Yung pagkaiba lang from our things that are actually physically in store is that you might have to wait a couple of days for it to get to us from the supplier. But like all of these, aside from the 4060, um, aside from the 4060 card sent to us by Asus for review. Like this was a custom order, this was a custom order. Mm, this case, this is actually, I would say it, but he's in chat. But this is actually your case. I bet you could probably figure out the guy who kindly we already had he was the initial custom order for this case. We already had it, and then another customer came in that also needed it as well. And the first guy who had ordered it said that, well, I don't really need it right now, so you can order it again. I'll just get the second one and you can give it to the customers already waiting. So super thank you. You know who you are. This is your case. So this was a custom order. No, this one we really stuck. This one we really stuck. What's this? 5600 we really stuck. So those were not custom orders, but we do have a lot of custom orders. Oh, and I just wanna show again, like, so we're very big on no BS warranty. It's a one shop warranty and 1 year shop warranty, and we don't make excuses na di ka namin papahirapan to claim on warranty. No BS. Like you bought it from us, it's still within the. It's like, oh, it's like the light suddenly shut off. You bought from us, it's within the 1 year warranty. We don't ask you for a lot of things. Usually, kung even the receipt, we have it already digital records. You just give us your name and we can pull it up. We don't need the box and things like that. Anyway, this Mobo came in for RMA. It was having stability issues. I think the supplier hard reset the BIOS. I mean, they have a particular way, hindi lang yung normal na update ng BIOS that a normal consumer can do. Although we remember that the customer, what a beautiful motherboard though. It's a white and gray scheme. Itong Prime Z690 ni Asus. The customer actually already bought a new mobile from us. He said, he couldn't wait. I mean, I appreciate that you guys are sending it off to warranty, but we don't know how long it will take. So he actually already bought a different motherboard from us. But this one, he's gonna be selling ata sa second-hand parts natin, which is another unique feature of Hardware Sugar. I'll talk about it in a little bit. But we remembered that the USB ports, I think, were on the fritz, like they weren't working. So we want to test those out before we tell the customer na, hey, we got your board back and everything seems to be okay. Because as far as we know, parang they just updated the BIOS based on the notes that they sent us. So nothing physical was changed. But yep, no BS warranty. And then speaking of the second-hand parts, we have them now here in front. Okay, I'm just gonna do a sweep. All right, wait, let's do. Droid cam's not on. I've been talking. I've been talking lang the whole. No, but I can see. Oh, I am sorry. I don't know. Isn't it? I had it on. Like it says it's on. Eh. Wait lang. Ah. Sorry, sorry. I know now what you mean that it's not on, but it's supposed. There. Okay. Sorry. When I pop out the chat, it removes the droid cam, the small picture within picture. Sorry, so this is the case I was talking about. Not that you can see it. Basically, I was just monologuing, but you couldn't see what I was talking about. This is the case I was talking about. Oh, and here is the mobile is more important. Yeah, look at this beautiful motherboard. Although it had to be had to be RMA'd. Love the gray, love the little white finishes. What beautiful motherboard. Asus has been taking a bit of heat lately for the X670E fiasco, the Hero boards. Although we have sold one of those, and we updated the BIOS as was instructed, and it has not given the customer any problems. In fact, he's quite happy. He's going for like 300 FPS in Warzone. We also got a 4090, so he's one of our crazy ass customers that galit sa pera. So wait, let me. So I'll pop out Droid Cam, and then this will be a small one. All right, so we're gonna do a. Sorry. I'll just do a quick rundown through chat. I guess we could run one. I guess we could run one. I feel you, ITX addict. I am 100%. I was just actually talking with my brother yesterday. We're trying to sell one of our condos here in Makati, and we have a potential buyer, but he still wants to negotiate for more. And I was like, no, no, benta na natin. And then he was like, why? Do you need the money? And I'm like, well, I always need money. The shop burns money like crazy. But I was like, well, because Bitcoin is in a good price, at a good price right now, and I want extra money to shovel into Bitcoin. So basically, I also just like burning money. I love burning money for the shop. I love burning money for my crypto. I wouldn't say obsession, but I am a little. I have FOMO when I see that crypto prices are good. I'm like, oh, maybe just a bit more, toss in a bit more, money into that pyre. So yes, I agree with you. Time to buy Bitcoin, 100%. Kainis naman to that you can. No, it's not Subtech Wolf Cave. Thank you, John Kenneth Jacinto. I'm sorry I didn't get to meet you, but I did see your build in our sheet. So all of our builds, we have one Google sheet that all of the staff can see, and I see as well, and I edit as well. And whenever somebody gets a full build, it gets put into that sheet, and then eventually it gets emailed to me so that it's easy to track the record. So I did see your specs, nice specs, in the sheet. I usually try to do live from the shop when nobody is around kasi although I have done it several times with customers in the shop, but naiilang ako konti that I'm kind of in my bubble here with my headset, just talking to the camera, and then I can't interact with people also, like the customers that come in. uh and then also I feel a little weird. I'm not used to shooting or streaming like with a live, with other people like around here. Like, even to be honest, even when our staff helps me, Jay before, and then the new guys now when they help me with the cameras and things like that, and I'm shooting here at the shop, usually like cameras on this side, the right side, and I'm here on the left side. I naiilang pa rin ako, so I'm not used to it. So I try to shoot when the shop is not during shop hours. I actually tried to time it on a holiday, but there are no holidays in July, so yun lang. Okay, just going through the chat, guys. I heard ITX addict. We are down to make a video. Actually, I keep I keep pushing the guys for content. I'm like, everybody loves a good cleaning story, a good cleaning video. Kahit shorts lang yun, less than a minute. Na parang sobrang dumi niya, and then like you snap your fingers, and then like it's gone. Or like I've seen a lot of videos online that they use a blower, but although I don't really yeah, we use a blower, but not that strong. It's more like strategic implementation of the blower rather than just like I'm not really a big fan of the strong blower because the fans, if you don't plug the fans right, they could spin in the wrong way, and you could get dust in other places that you don't want them to be in. So I am not a big fan of like a super strong blower. No. What's up, Lester? We don't have any 500-watt PSUs, I think. We might be able to custom order, but I can't think of any off the top of my head. Sorry, let's just make this the main first. Let me just go through chat, and then we will go through like what's happening here, what's happening there, and then like do a last tour of the place. Sup, Alistair Chua? Hello, Mr. Domoz09. Yung kakilala ko na nag-buy and sell ng second-hand PC builds, usually 10K below na Intel and konting Ryzen kasi kadalasan walang problema sa support pag Intel versus AMD. Um, I mean, so I'm not sure if the comment is implying that they prefer Intel builds because Intel is generally more reliable. We're brand agnostic. I don't we will give you what you want for Intel versus AMD. Although on the whole reliability issue, wala namang problema yung na, neither brand has reliability issues. And actually the CPU is one of the rarest components to have a problem with. I mean, any component, any piece of hardware can break down, can cause you problems, but a lot of the time it's not the CPU. It's very rare that we've actually had to send back a CPU to the supplier, regardless of brand, regardless ko AMD or Intel. So if it's just like in terms of the CPU breaking down, both are very, very reliable. In terms of stability, if you're saying that it is Ryzen less stable in Windows compared to Intel, I wouldn't say so. We've done a lot of Ryzen builds, especially the 3000 series. The AMD really hit its stride. 3000 series so good, good value for money. 5000 series also excellent value for money, especially now. 7000 hard to recommend kasi medyo mahal pa rin siya. You need a DDR5 motherboard, you need DDR5 RAM. And DDR5 RAM itself, I saw a question in chat. I'll get to it in a little bit. Has been a bit problematic for us, but Ryzen 3000, 5000, sweet man. No complaints. Same rin naman with Intel. We've carried not so much the 11th. We kind of stayed away from Intel for a little bit because price to performance, they really weren't a good marker or peg against AMD. But with the Intel 12th gen and 13th gen, very competitive again. So we've been stocking those as well. I want Liam Magnaye. I want. Unfortunately, none of our we have a primary supplier for Fractal Design, but they don't carry it. And there's another supplier that supposedly carries Fractal Design in the country. And I reached out to them like a month ago saying that, hey, take my money. I want to buy stuff from you. But they never got back to me. I followed up again last week and they still haven't gotten back to me. So I guess I'll try again next week. But that's where we are with Fractal Design. Where generally our supplier is good. I mean, like here we have sorry, let me just show off the torrent off to one side here. Ta-da! So we have we have torrent, we have what other FD? We have a bunch of Fractal Design cases. So you can check the site. So we like them. We've sold a lot of them. We recommend them highly to our customers. And we would love to get the North and the Terra, but it's just our supplier doesn't have it. It's just kind of annoying. Sup, Kim Ovejas? We do not, but we can get it as a custom order, K Benny. We do not also have update. Although generally prices for storage have been dropping also for RAM. Thank you for that, Kaiser. Oh, I guess I should go back to the other feed. Is there a problem running quad channel in DDR5, especially enabling XMP? Like I'm gonna be honest, we haven't had a lot of quad channel or 4 sticks of DDR5 builds. Mostly it's just been 2 sticks, so I really couldn't comment from personal experience. What I can say is that even with 2 sticks, it has been problematic for us getting XMP or the AMD version of that, basically overclocking the RAM. It has not been as smooth sailing as DDR4, and I attribute that to, well, it's new tech, and as always with new tech, there are birthing pains, and it's been kind of annoying to be honest. We have one kawawa na customer. He bought DDR5 RAM from us 5 months ago, 6 months ago maybe. They broke down on him. We got it replaced, and then they broke down on him again. So the second time that they broke down on him, we said, okay, we won't hindi na namin pipilitin itong RAM na 'to. So even if we had it on stock, we wouldn't replace it. We gave him full credit, and then he bought a different RAM brand from us. Yeah. So may birthing issues in DDR5. Personally, I couldn't say, like we haven't had a lot of experience if going 4 sticks adds to the instability. But even with two sticks, medyo alangan na kami. Medyo dicey na siya. This is on both platforms, AMD and Intel. So a bit of yeah, it's not as rock solid yet as DDR4. DDR4, usually XMP is no problem, but DDR5 has been problematic. Subtech Wolf Cave. I just wanna shout out to the second hand NHD 15 being sold now in the second hand parts list. Sup, Alistair Chua? I actually recently bought a laptop for myself because I've been spending a lot of time away from the shop and away from my keyboard. So because I bring my kid to school now, and basically I wait for her to finish school. So I basically have 2 hours where I need to be productive, but it's very hard to be productive with just the cell phone. So I bought myself a laptop. It's not a bonkers laptop. It's kind of like a mid-range laptop, although I got it with a good screen. I'll be reviewing it also for the channel. I'm super happy with it actually. So it's an Asus S14 Flip OLED, and just to it's unfair to try to edit videos on it because that's not what it's meant to do. I mean, it has an iGPU, AMD. I think it's a 5500H or something. I'm not too familiar. I shook the table. I hope nothing breaks. I mean, nothing breaks like the stream suddenly cuts out or anything. But yeah, I'm super happy with it because for what I needed to do, and I'm gonna mention it in the in the review that for laptops you really need to be clear with yourself. Like ano ba yung objectives mo para you're not let down. But just to see if it could edit, audio, no problem. So actually, the last podcast that we put out last Friday, I edited that Thursday on the laptop. Audio, no problem. Although that's kind of like saying like, I mean, if your system, whether it's desktop or a laptop, has problems with a basic audio, we do have like a couple of customers that are musicians and they have like 92 channels or some crazy ass number there. I mean, you do need like a high end CPU for that. But just like a monologue basically, which is my podcast, you should be able to handle audio, but it handles audio beautifully. And I don't even use a low key program. I mean, a low resource program. I still use DaVinci Resolve because I found it easiest to edit even audio in DaVinci Resolve. And then, since I had time, I was like, okay, I'm gonna edit Price Watch also, which will come out on Monday. And so it can even, but it's not a enjoyable experience. So kung and it's only like yung super basic, yung cut lang talaga. But this is 2K video. Um, it was kind of like a long video. So you have to load that into DaVinci Resolve, and then you're working with that, you're cutting it and things like that. So yeah, I'm super happy with the S14 Flip OLED, and yes, it is OLED because I can't go back no more to IPS screens because I got spoiled when Asus sent over the one of their OLED monitors review. See, I didn't say the designation, and then I ended up buying one for myself, so I can't go back. But yeah, super happy with the S14 Flip OLED. Yeah, and we can do laptop content now since I do have one now. And yeah, let's do that. Undervolt using throttle stop. I'm gonna have to research what that is. I mean, throttle stop. Is that the usual for undervolting? I don't undervolt kasi my desktop eh. Um, the updated price is I think it's 1,750 for rig cleaning and cable management, but we knock it down, or is it 1,250? But sobrang laki nung discount niya if you're an old Hardware Sugar customer. It's like 950 na lang for Hardware Sugar customer. Then 2,250 for GPU cleaning, then it becomes 1,250 ata. Sup, Rafael James. I think it becomes 1,250 ata for the GPU cleaning. Sorry, I answer inquiries like this all the time, but the problem is I just copy and paste from my Notion. And nakasave na rin sa Stream Deck ko. So the numbers really don't make an impression here anymore. I just click a button and then, lumalabas yung numbers when I need to reply that. But we do, for the recleaning, we do change the thermal paste of the CPU. And of course, for the GPU, we also replace the thermal pad. So yeah, that's included for sure. Okay, further, actually, this we just restocked the 6600 XT. Somebody had already bought the previous one, and this is just a new restock which came in yesterday actually. So Um, we do have that. Alistair, we actually have the 4070 and 4060 on hand. The 4080, 4090 kasi medyo mahal, so we usually do that as custom orders. And again, we do have a custom order. We filled the custom order for a 4080. Here is that beauty over there, the 4080. But yeah, if you need 4090, 4080, best we'll handle it as custom order. You also get a lot more variety. Like you can let us know anong brand gusto mo and things like that. Even the 40 series kind of limited what we have. We just have the Zotac 4070, and even our 4060 is Zotac. But I don't know where it is. Usually the GPUs are just right behind where I have the camera now. I can swing it over there, but I don't know. Well, it's hard to tell from that little itsy bitsy picture. But I don't know where the R4060 is. Nakalimutan ko na yan. I mean, I'll have to check if where it went. No, cancel. Sorry, I hit the back button. I was like, leave site? No, no, not leave site. Is the 7900 X3D stronger than the 5800 X3D in terms of performance? I would say so. I mean, it is a generation higher. It is DDR5. So yes, I mean, just in terms of raw numbers, for sure, mas malakas yung 7900 X3D. I think the question is more like, is it better value for money? Probably not. I mean, when you go up to that pinaka highest na bonkers level, it's just really diminishing returns. So I mean, better value for money siguro yung 5800 X3D. Although it's really kind of apples and oranges kasi AM4 yung isa, AM5 yung isa. So it's unlikely that you're in a scenario where you have an AM4 uh, system and you're thinking, well, if I want to upgrade, I just need to upgrade the CPU. But if you're building a new system, malamang you'll want to jump to AM5 already just because it is gives you more options later on down the road if you want to upgrade because it is DDR5 already. It is the AM5 platform which will be supported by AMD in the succeeding generations. So a bit hard to compare, but like just in terms of raw numbers, for sure the 7800 X3D would beat the 5800 X3D, but better value for money, that's a different story. What's up, Kim? Okay lang naman, JP. No worries. We still have space pa naman. Actually, some of our staff have suggested that we charge a storage fee for items and for builds and whatnot that, medyo matagal na hindi pa na-pick up. But I don't really want to do that because I'm not big on, penny counting. Like, oh, 14 days lang yung maximum namin. Tapos pagkatapos nun, every day may 10 peso fee or something. I mean, di ba? I'm not a nickel and dime kind of guy. We can nickel and dime you and we can probably earn a lot of money from that because it's just 10 pesos from one person. But if he has multiple items and there are multiple people, I mean, that's a nice steady stream of income. But again, we're not, I don't want to run that kind of shop. I mean, it's kind of like a bank. I hate banks na um, they charge you money if you withdraw not from your home branch. So let's say my home branch is BPI Salcedo, and then I go to BPI Legazpi, and I'm like, oh, I need to withdraw money, and they're like, oh, sir, may charge, parang ganyan. Although hindi yung BPI in fairness nagsimula nito, yung BDO. Grabe yung BDO mag nickel and dime. Kada galaw mo sa BDO may gastos, may bayad. You need a statement of account, yung parang yung list of transactions mo, yan, may bayad yan per page, parang ganyan. So I hate it when as a consumer when companies do that to me. So when it comes time to business time, I also don't want to be that business that nickels and dimes the customer. So we're not going to do that, and hindi masama loob namin if you leave it with us for a long time. In fact, that's a badge of trust that you trust us enough with your expensive hardware. I mean, we had one. I don't know if you're listening. I won't say your name, but he also listens a lot to the live streams. Or if you're listening to this on the VOD, um, but we had a customer, like he bought like the pinaka high end build, 4090. He bought two of them, and then like it was with us for a month, and I was joking with him because he has bought from us before. And I have him on Viber. I'm joking with him na if you leave it in the shop for too long, the guys are gonna benchmark that. And you know what they mean by you know what I mean when benchmark. He's like, yeah, they can use it. Parang ganyan. I'm like, no, they're gonna get spoiled. So yeah, we have some bonkers builds and components na that are with us for quite a long time, and we don't mind. Yun nga, it's a badge of trust, and I think you should be able to leave your paid for hardware. Well, that's also why we ask for payment upfront. Mahirap na kung let's say you say you're gonna buy it and then we reserve it for you and then yun nga you haven't paid for it yet. Kasi yun nga we need the capital. Iniikot namin yung pera na yun. That's like dead money. So I think it's a very fair exchange now. We ask you to pay for it upfront. But once you have paid for it, yeah, leave it with us, man. 6 months, whatever, however long as you need it. That's really no problem with us. Um, yeah, so I mean, we could have a nice little revenue stream from that, but I don't want to nickel and dime people. I hate it when companies do that to me as a consumer. Banks, ATM withdrawal fees, ay, kalokohan. 10 pesos for withdrawal. Buti nga nagwi-withdraw ko from the ATM rather than clogging up the queue at the bank, 'di ba? I mean, it's like so irritating. And then yung mga software ngayon, puro subscription basis na. Hate it, hate it. It's not the way I want to go. Probably why hardware sugar doesn't make any money. But at least I can hold my head up high and say that yeah, we're running the business I want to run, except for the whole burning money part. Normal laptop. Asus S14 Flip OLED. But I am very happy with it to be honest. You'll I'll gush about it more in the review. Um, you can tell that Rafael James has been a YouTube member for a very long time. He's reaching 2 years. You know, to be honest, we haven't. We do need to update that, Rafael James. You're right. I will ask Ren, our graphics designer, to come up with something. Um, to be honest, because when we did that, we had no idea, inkling at all that we would have any members reaching that length of time, na members. But you're right. I mean, we do have a couple that have been super with us for that length of time. So we should really come up with badges. If you have any suggestions, email us. Post it to our yeah, message us or something, and we'll take it into consideration. Although I do like the number, because it shows how long you've been a member on the channel. The problem is the badges are so small, so it's hard to get really creative with them. So I mean, you can go abstract with an icon, but then that doesn't tell you like how long you've been a member. And you would know, but other people, like if you comment on the stream, other people wouldn't know. Like, oh, but iba yung icon nito, but it wouldn't know like sobrang tagal mo na, diba? So I kind of like the numbers. Um, I kind of like the numbers, but I'll discuss it with Ren. The ROGPG number UQ. Sorry, I just wanna. These are all from North Bayou, and I really recommend North Bayou. So we have a bunch of monitor mounts. Wait, okay, fool me once, shame on me. I mean, I won't make the same mistake again. This is the yeah. So North Bayou. I think this is the F1 model. I also use the same. We actually have one here. Oh, we have three now in the shop. The second, and then we have the third over there. In particular, I use one as well. Like you get the monitor just hanging off here to the side, so less clutter. And then over there on the right, less clutter as well. And then we have Ross's monitor here, which he uses to answer chat, which is super important. It was a really big headache for me before, so Ross is a big help, except when he makes me kulit. Ross, if you're watching, you know what I mean. No, no, I didn't say the thing. It was just like because I censored it, so it was like only half. Do you build and deliver PCs for people outside Manila? Yes, sir, we do. In fact, if you go to our YouTube channel and then search Live Drive, I personally deliver them. I've driven to La Union. I've driven to Bulacan. Bulacan's quite near actually. Batangas, Subic, so up north, down south. I actually enjoy doing I enjoy doing the deliveries outside of Metro Manila because I like driving, so I like stretching the legs of my car. If it's not something that's feasible for us to personally deliver, yes, we ship nationwide. We've shipped as far as Mindanao, and like even the harder to reach parts of Mindanao, we've sent full builds too. So yeah, we ship nationwide. So yes, a resounding yes. Actually, mas na chocolate dito sa that's why the banks are dying. Spoken like a true crypto enthusiast. All right. So I'm gonna. Sorry, I'm quite hungry. Like I had a very light lunch and I had to deliver. Um. So all right. So I'm gonna have a big announcement. Um. Yeah. So I am sad to report that Rafael, my brother, will not be as active for the shop and the channel anymore for the next year because he has gone abroad to study. Yes, so he is a lawyer like myself, like my father, and like my grandfather before us, before him. So, um, yeah. So the last video you saw from him about the chair, he'll try to do content in the states, but he is taking up a master's of laws, and I imagine that would take up some of his time. I am not an LLM myself. My dad is, um, so I imagine that he'll be a little busy. Because I was gonna mention I'm quite hungry now, so I gotta wrap up the stream like with all of the other things I want to talk about. But I'm quite hungry because I had a light early lunch because I had to go take my brother to the airport today. Because yeah, his flight actually leaves around now, around 6 o'clock I think, because he's going to be in the states for the next year or so, taking up a master's of law. So he will try to do content over there, but it won't be as regular as as it was before. So yes, so just a bit of an explanation of why I'm hungry and why I have to wrap up the stream. Although I'm having a good time. Uh, I'm gonna I'm gonna send this guys. I'm gonna send this to him, guys. Sir. For reals, man. For reals. I think you've earned it, Leah Magnaya. Next build will be personally delivered. But you're just in Metro Manila. I mean, it's not that far. Um, yeah. So actually, my wife pointed out that when Rafael gets his LLM, I will be the least educated member of my family. So just a quick flex for my family members. My dad is a lawyer and also an LLM from Georgetown. My mom is an MBA. My sister is a doctor practicing in the states, and her specialty is psychiatry. So it's not after the basic doctor thing. She went on to like a very select subspecialty. She's a child psychiatrist, and then my brother now will have an LLM, which makes me, with just my standard JD, as the least educated member of my family, which I find quite wild to think about, actually, to be honest. All right, so these are the secondhand parts. We've moved them out of the storage room, which was over there, and now over here, just to entice people who come through the door, like, oh, maybe you want to buy some secondhand parts. And here's the NHD15 mentioned already in chat. There you go. If you're looking for a big boy cooler, nobody is as big and as coolingness much as the Noctua NHD15. I've talked about this before, actually. This is like brand new, but it's being sold secondhand parts. Monitor, not for gaming, not too good for gaming, but definitely good for like creators or people who need to edit and stuff like color correction, things like that. Yeah. So the next one I want to talk about is this one. I'm gonna bring this home. This was in the shop for a super long time. Our lightsaber stick was in the shop for a long time. But I'm gonna bring it home because I'm trying to come up with a small studio in the shop, and the lighting has just really like I can't figure out lighting. I'm not a cinematographer. Like I don't have any experience with yes, there's a big pipe with this lighting, camera angles, and stuff like that. So I get it's really a lot of trial and error for me. So I've been off and on trying to come up with a small home studio so that I can shoot a role in comfortably in, and it will look good naman. But so far, um, the quest continues, as it were. All right, so here are this whole pile is the office computer build I spoke about. So it's a generic, Fortress case, generic PSU. For office builds, okay naman eh. I mean, yes, I know the old joke, the bomb has been planted, but um, for office builds, they're generally all right. And to be honest, the office builds we've done with these kind of generic things, we don't have them often. Again, it's a custom order, but we've had some over the years na pang office, and they haven't come back actually. Yeah. So, but what I do want to point out, what we're proud of this pile is that it's for an office build, but we didn't cheap out on the parts. So the motherboard is Asus, the RAM is G-Skill. Do I have the RAM here? Oh no, it's just like power cables here. The monitors are ViewSonic. Oh okay, and then the GPU was a 730. which is a terrible card. Terrible. Like I wouldn't. I would not recommend this card at all to anybody. So why the hell did we buy it for this build? Because the customer requested for it, and that's a lot of that's a one consideration that a lot of people online who comment don't consider. Like, why the hell would you stick that into a build? Because the customer asked for it. Maybe they have a requirement that requires the 730. It's not gaming for sure. I mean, it's a terrible card. I wouldn't recommend it myself, but we have a whole bunch of them now to go into the office builds. They specifically requested for the 730. But yun nga, in spite of it being an office build, we really tried to give them value for money. So 10th gen Intel, Asus Mobo, Asus GPU, G-Skill RAM, Logitech. Oh shoot, where are the Logitech? I know those came in already. Logitech mouse and keyboard setup. Um, oh, more Mobos. You, the the Logitech keyboard and mice dual thing. It's like a combo thing. Where are they though? Oh, I hope they're in here somewhere in this whole pile because I'm pretty sure I ordered them already. And actually, these big orders really stress me out to be honest. Kasi uh, if you make a mistake, that's a big mistake for the PC shop to swallow. And to be to be perfectly candid, I make mistakes all the time. I'm the Ask the guys in the shop who Cooper is. I'm the one who primarily interacts with the suppliers. I'm the one who orders. Sometimes to be fair, it's the suppliers who make the mistake. Like I specifically requested for something and then they got a different variant. Sometimes I make the mistake. And when I make the mistake, I don't usually ask them to take it back anymore. We just sell it in the shop. But if you have 35 pieces of the GT703, brr, that is not gonna sell well in the shop. Okay, that is like a slap me in the face. I am dumb, yeah, swear word kind of like mistake. So these kind of things really stress me out. Um, because yeah, it's kind of we have to be super sure that we get all the specs right. And we have the money involved and things like that. I much prefer just a just like a short kwento about this customer who got this guy. So um usually kausap ko yung daughter niya who's around my age, who's around Rafael's age actually. Actually they know each other daw. But Rafael already forgot or something. I don't know. But um her dad, so who's a bit of a senior citizen, took over, following up and things like that. And I have difficulty explaining to the older gentleman like PC stuff. So he's like, okay, so have the parts come in? I'm like, yeah, he says most of them have come in. And he's like, okay, can you finish like, can we get partial delivery of like 10? And like, no, we're still waiting for the CPU. And if the CPUs haven't come in, then there's no way that I can finish the build. I mean, it's not like I can cobble together a build even if it's missing a CPU. So I mean, like little things like that. But this hopefully will be gone by the end of next week kasi CPU na lang nga hinihintay natin. And actually, I got word already that it's ready. I'll have our guy pick it up on Monday, and then we'll have the joyful task. Um, and we can have a build party of putting together all of these office computers. Um, yeah, and there's some haggling involved about the price, and I was a little like I was a little peeved to be honest, just like a little peeved because he was like, okay, so can we get this done? And I'm like, yes, we're still waiting for. Basically, it was like, sige, di ko na lang ikukwento. It was like a money thing. And then basically, I pointed out to him that we were doing him a service because we were giving him credit essentially. So just cleaning up the LS720 CPU block, bit of dust. So and then he was like, no, there's no credit. We're paying for it. I'm like, no, but you haven't paid for the entire thing. We're fronting some money for this, and that's credit. I mean, we usually don't give credit. So I this is also why I get in trouble like with people online because I get Like I get a little frustrated sometimes with customers because like I'm trying to point out that we're doing you a solid, man. We're doing you a favor. We don't usually give credit, but we're giving credit in this case. And then he's like, "You're not giving credit," and I'm like, "What do you call buying parts? Even if you have we will order the parts even though you haven't fully paid for it yet. I mean, that's credit, right?" But anyway, we don't expect any drama from these builds. The CPUs will come in, and then hopefully we will have them out by the end of the week, and then this space will be free again for the most part. Gusto ko sa'yo eh, ah. That's what I like. If if the name of Bitoy Conco should be familiar also to people who frequent the stream because he is a frequent commenter. And then just to shout out to the old boys, Bito is actually one of my longest stalkers because he was my seatmate in high school. Di naman tayo seatmate in college, Bitoy. Oh, pero our school ID numbers were right beside each other. And like when I went to check my college, like they have a long list of people who passed the entrance test. My name and then Bitoy's name were like right beside each other. So he is my longest stalker since high school. And I actually find it funny that when my high school classmates, we're very close as a section, which is nice. I mean, as you get older, you appreciate long, long-standing friendships na you haven't seen each other for a long time, and I haven't seen Bito in a long time. But like when you see each other, it's like parang nag-sem break lang kayo. I mean, even if it's been like 2 years, like since pandemic or something that we haven't seen each other. But like when you see each other, parang nag-sem break lang kayo, and it's like up to your stupid, you're up to your stupid stories and stupid shit again. That's the beauty of long-term friends. But I always find it funny when my high school classmates comment on the streams because they have no fear of privacy. I mean, it's like their whole name, man. It's not just Bitoy. Like I've had other good friends also comment in the streets and like it's their whole name, and I'm like, oh, do you really want your whole name out there? And I think for us, like for my generation, privacy isn't really that big of a concern. That's why I find this whole obsession with privacy, like, oh, you have to report it to the National Privacy Commission and whatever. Do you think Facebook cares about the National Privacy Commission and data privacy and data, confidential, blah blah blah, privilege and whatnot? And there are laws about it now and things like that. But I think on a very practical level, it's a lot of people of a certain generation prefer the usefulness of companies having certain information. Certainly not all of your information, but we don't get as bent out of shape about it. And it's not even me, like even older folk. Like I listen to the podcast of Malcolm Gladwell religiously, and he was saying like there are a lot of scientific experiments now that we can't do that they did in the past because there are a lot of privacy issues now. But wouldn't you want that scientific data to be available? Because look how helpful it's been for medical research. And he's like, privacy concerns, kalokohan yan. Yun nga, Facebook has hoovered up our data ages ago. Apple, the different IDs that they've tagged to our digital personas. And it's kind of like the cat has been out of the bag. So yeah, and again, it's not just me, and I know it might be an unpopular opinion, but I'm not as like a privacy watchdog as a lot of other people. Um, and then we had one guy. When we were running a giveaway, we had one guy who PM'd us. We were running a giveaway. So the normal way we run a giveaway is that you need to submit certain information via a Google Sheet, like your name, your email address, and your contact information, so that if you win, if you're randomly chosen, we know how to contact you. We know how to give you your item that you've won. And then we had one guy PM us over Discord, and he was like, "What you're doing is illegal. You cannot ask for the personal information of people who are joining contests like that." And again, I don't whack it in people's faces. I mean, some people that once they become a lawyer, it's not enough to be called Anton. You have to be called Attorney Anton, and it's not just enough to be called Attorney Anton. It has to be there here on the screen, like your Facebook name has to be Attorney Anton, and that is just really super roll eyes for me. Okay, I don't I find people who do that obnoxious. I mean, I think that is a fair word. I mean, the meaning of obnoxious. So I don't go parading it around, like that. But like if you have somebody who is completely wrong about the law, telling you that I am wrong about the law. I'm like, it's like not really, we are not wrong about that. You can, so I mean, and then he's, national, it's a daming pang sinasabi, dami pang sinaside. And actually, yun yung malungkot. The whole point of why there are laws is that people can look them up and they should be understandable even to non-lawyers so that we all know what we are not allowed to do. So this guy was quoting the law, but he had zero understanding of the law because nowhere in the law does it say that. In fact, the NPC came out with a bulletin or something saying, cautioning people na you want to be cautious about where you give your information, what contests you join. Implicitly saying na pwede yun. We're not, hindi bawal yung paghingi ng information na yun. Yun nga, we're telling you to be careful who you give it to. Obviously, it's not a prohibited activity if we're telling you to be careful who you give it to. Because in the first place, it's allowed. I mean, so, like, uh, and then and what got me further about it was na parang he was saying na I'm doing it as parang yung dating ba as a favor to the shop. I'm flagging your attention. I'm pointing this out to you because you guys are in the wrong and I just want you to follow the law. But zero like 180 degree. Like the law is black and white. The law says it's black, and then you're saying it's white. Like completely like layu. Like nowhere in the law does it say that it's prohibited. Um. So, you get all types talaga. And yun, like for him, privacy was a super super big issue. So much so that he misread the law. Um. I don't know kung law student yun or ano. I hope if he is a law student, if that you need to study a bit harder before you take the bar. Yun. So yeah, I'm not super big on that. But I just find it funny when my friends pop online and then they comment and then it's like with their whole names. Again, for our generation, uh it's not super big. He didn't. You should have seen the disc. He actually he messaged on Discord and then he also messaged the Google form. Now you guys are violating the law. Ganito ganyan. Exactly. Thank you. Exactly. Plus, it's not against the law. That too. Right? I mean, diba? We joke about it, but it's eerily true. I mean, you're recently I need new shoes, so I've been buying different sneakers and I've been looking at it online and I've been talking about it with my wife and then yeah, Facebook would pop up with sneaker ads. Did you? I thought it was a PM. I didn't know it was public. I thought it was a PM lang to like the admins and stuff. But I think Rocky the programmer, I replied to him in a nice way naman. All right. So I'm sorry guys. I would love I didn't actually I think I took a screenshot, but I haven't posted that nga yet to screen scratchers, to head scratchers. Did he? Yun nga, it's like, yun yung nakakalungkot eh. Ang layo talaga dun sa batas. Nowhere. And then yun nga, the NPC nga had a circular about it saying that you need to be cautious. If you need to be cautious, that means the activity is allowed. If it weren't allowed, then the NPC wouldn't have to say be cautious because then it would just say you can't do that because it's illegal, di ba? Parang it's like, layo talaga eh. It's like, grabe. And to be honest, yun nga, I mean, that's what irritates me about like yung mga crusaders. Like they're like, oh, they're on their high horse, but then they get the fact, like the basic facts. They can't even get the basic facts or the basic law right. Kakainis. This is basically what live in the shop, yeah, live from the shop boils down to. All right, but I gotta go home because I gotta go eat because I'm super hungry because I blame my brother who is now enjoying um the food on the plane because syempre Rafael, my brother, does not go um he enjoys the flight if let's just put it like that. So thank you for joining me for another live from the shop. Tomorrow is a game stream. So the last of the month, we'll still be doing Starter Troopers, and then we will release the NAS video, which has been up for members since this morning, I believe, if I remember correctly. GG, guys. Stay safe. Have a good weekend. Please do tune in watch the podcast which released yesterday. Tune in tomorrow for the live stream. I don't know what time. It really depends on when my kids will let me play. And then the NAS stream. Yeah, sorry, I'll just feature the NAS very briefly. So TerraMaster was super kind enough to send this over for review, and I mean super kind because I was just expecting a two-bay NAS, but it's a four-bay NAS, and it's really one of their top like NAS units, the F4423. Rocky the programmer took it for a spin, and I think maybe the most telling part is that we're using it. We're relying on it now, and I think a lot of our storage will be put there for online. Just we're just waiting for PLDT to give us a static IP address so we can do the cloud thingy. I've always wanted to do one, Lia Magnaye, but we don't have any on stock. We've done several for customers, but we don't have like a go-to DIY NAS. Actually, kasi you need very basic specs, so you don't need like even the CPUs. Like we have a 10 13100. Sorry, we have an Intel 13100, but you don't need that. You can use your old computer or something. Like so even for like a DIY NAS, medyo OP yung mga stock natin eh. All right. So, stay safe. Have a good weekend. Thanks so much for watching, guys. See ya. I am so hungry.